like one of those people that is like like demonic. Like they really are. For control. They will do whatever it takes to gain control. And the King of Pentacles in the upright just, yeah, they can't take it anymore. I mean, to be honest, y'all, the Emperor in reverse is coming out. I'm telling you, like, this might be somebody's karmic ass, psycho ass parents. You know, run, King of Pentacles. Run, okay? For real. Run and never look back, honey. Like, for real. That, like, if this is your parent, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, so in the past, somebody tried to get somebody to see something from a different perspective, and it actually was giving them energy. It was actually very inspiring. This could have been you, collective. This bitch didn't like that. Whatever that perspective is, whatever your beliefs, your personal beliefs, your religion, your morals, your plans, whatever it is, this bitch didn't like it because it interfered with them somehow, or it made them feel insecure somehow. Okay? And this is a crazy ass bitch. So it's like, yo, that's why this is happening. They thought that they'd always be able to collect people and keep them around. But what happens if a player finds somebody that he loves, that he wants to grow with and become more with? Then what? This bitch goes wild. That's what happens. That's what. Literally. That's what happens. So look, the strength here is to run towards this healthy perspective and make a sacrifice, which would be this person. This person is demonic. This person is no good. They're like a walking curse. Until they get this dark attachment out of them, until they have this ego death and survive it and get humbled and sit the F down, this person is no good for anybody. They're literally an embodiment of a curse, walking, a physical embodiment. Literally, that's what I'm hearing. That's what Spirit's telling me, y'all. That's why this came out. They're rotten. I rarely get this energy, but when I do, I picture a corpse that's rotting, and there's flies and maggots. That is the energy of this person spiritually, okay? Ugh, gross. Yeah. This person doesn't want to see you successful in whatever you do for work. They don't want anyone to invest in you because they don't want to see you. Yeah, look, somebody's avoiding a tower. This is somebody who fails to lead. They get ran by this person and their jealousy and their emotional outbursts. And then they, instead of standing up like a man and telling him what's about to happen, and then, or just leaving and laying down the law in a covert, whatever you got to do, they fail to lead, and then they tell themselves, okay, I can't handle all this. Yeah, look, 9 of Swords. I can't handle it. I can't, you know what? I'm just going to give them what they want, and I'm going to project it onto somebody else and take it out on somebody else. No, it needs to stop. This bitch needs to go somewhere. They're the problem. What do you not get? No, it's not disloyal if you draw boundaries with a person who has a demon inside them. This person needs an exorcism, y'all. This is a Jezebel incubus succubus situation. Literally. Yeah. Somebody's going to see this new beginning, this leap of faith on the internet. Somebody's watching. Somebody's closing out a cycle and going in a different direction. They can't handle it because that means that this King of Pentacles might also be. Oh, well, that's what the universe wants. That's what was supposed to happen however long ago before you did all this shit. You're crazy. You can't have it all. You cannot collect people. People are not your pieces of meat. They aren't. They're sentient beings. You have a serious psychotic problem, a sociopathic problem that you have to deal with, because that's your brain. That's your life experience. You need to deal with your energy. You're responsible for it. That doesn't work in the real world for the majority. That doesn't work. So now it's your responsibility to go do something about that, because now you're being a hazard to like, I'm hearing crimes against humanity, like hazard to society. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and how is that fair? It's not. I know you don't care about fair because you're a capital biatch, okay? But it's to the point where it doesn't matter. Everybody's got their swords up against you. And no, you're not a victim. No, you're not being victimized. In fact, you victimize other people. Somebody was projecting sickness onto you, collective. And they got their way for a little bit. But somebody can't take it anymore. They want more for their life than what their parents, whatever this shit is, or whatever this couple is. I don't know. Like, this is the type of bitch that's like an ex... Let's just say it's not the parents. This is the type of bitch that's like a psychotic ex-wife or something that, like, has somebody in their life already, a new person. Might even have kids with them, let's just say. But they still want to know that they have control over this ex-lover. I'm serious. Like, it's one of those... And the only reason they're acting like this is because of who you are. Because of your intelligence, because they know you're going to be successful. So with other people, it probably didn't matter. But because you're a Queen of Swords, or whoever you are, a real Empress in the upright, a real magician in the upright, a High Priestess in the upright, an Earth Angel in the upright, all the things they fucking pretend to be. It's you specifically that they can't handle it, because you have morals and boundaries. The other people didn't. They were able to finagle or manipulate the other people into being okay with their delusional hierarchy or whatever this is. But you're not giving up control, so that's a problem. That's why they can't stand you. That's why they want to crush you. That's why they're wishing death on you. That's why it's a problem, because you are a different level. You're stronger than them. And it's like their demons start hissing because of your light, because of your logic, because of your rationality, because of your success, whatever it is, because your perspective actually makes freaking sense and it makes them look foolish. They can't stand that. It's not that you're trying to make them look foolish, which I'm sure that if you meant to, oh my God, that person probably would be like, have their ass handed to them. I feel like you've handled this quite well. If you were anything like them, my God, they'd already be like dust, I feel like. Do you know what I mean? For real. Because the Queen of Swords, ooh, baby, that throat chakra, let me just tell you, can tear someone apart. And they don't even have to try because they're just very smart. So what they say just makes sense and it hits. It hits. It hits hard. Because it's the truth. Oh boy, y'all. What a crazy read. So, what I'm seeing, what's the advice here? So in the near future, somebody's closing out a cycle and taking a leap of faith. They're making plans, and this Queen of Cups knows it, and they can't stand it. So, and somebody's going to protect this holy love or this marriage or this new belief system, they're going to protect their arcane knowledge. They're going to protect their job. They're going to protect, which means boundaries. This person doesn't do boundaries, y'all. They're the devil. They're demonic. The devil doesn't believe in boundaries. They laugh at boundaries. They're literally a problem. But that's evil behavior. That's malevolent behavior. Yeah, you got to protect your peace. Look, you know this. You know this. You know something's coming in. If you're this High Priestess, you know communication's about to come in. You know a big storm's about to hit, right? And you're over here protecting your peace. You're chill. Because you predicted this shit, I'm hearing, y'all. You predicted this shit, y'all. I can't. Oh my God, you're a High Priestess and a Queen of Swords. Are you freaking kidding me? You're this person's worst nightmare. Oh my God, bro. And a star? Get the hell out of here, bro. Stop. I'm gonna throw these cards, bro. What? You could be a spiritual messenger for work. Like a really good, like a real one. Like for real. Like dead ass. Or you could, what you say is the truth. That's what I'm seeing here. And you're a healer of some kind. You're a light worker. Like you are for the light, and this person is the opposite, y'all. But they pretend to be for the light like you are. So it's almost like a copycat energy. What you said and predicted in the past is the truth. Whatever that is, okay? Oh, it's gonna get lit. Hell yeah. Congratulations. Yeah, look, the death just came out. Somebody's afraid that somebody's going to make a sacrifice. Somebody's afraid somebody's going to literally off themselves if they go. That's how I'm reading this. Wow. That is horrible. See, that in this case, so let me just separate the two, because I've been victimized and I've been in a very bad headspace, and I would never tell somebody, if you leave, I'm going to off myself. No, that is manipulation. I need to separate. This is very, it's very, like, there's a soft space for this for me. So I have to just take a second to explain. If somebody's being victimized and they have been through some kind of traumas and they have thoughts that are really dark, that's different. That's completely different than whatever this is. Okay? This is like an alien created this. They conjured this. And then they're going to play victim when there's no other option. Guaranteed, this is the type of nasty, hypocritical, demonic bitch that will play victim and even say that they're gonna kill themselves if they leave, with the hangman next to the death. I'm serious, y'all. Leave anyway. Leave. They're gonna have an ego death. And if they don't make it through that, then they were a weak bitch to begin with. They already were weak because they're mean, they're evil, they're ugly inside. Doesn't matter if you have a good aesthetic if you're ugly and rotting inside. Ugh. What's the outcome? Don't be scared that if you leave that somebody's going to off themselves. Leave. Be excited. Not excited of their pain. Be excited to be free and liberate yourself. Yeah, look. This is the outcome. Somebody's going to passionately move forward with a new opportunity, a new offer, a new job, a new opportunity with stability, with resources, with a real empress. Get the fuck... Brah. Somebody's going to fight for an empress. I can't with this shit. They want beneficial change. They're manifesting... And while somebody else is manifesting for somebody to walk away. And then you're over here single by yourself, just focusing on your work and your job. This is all happening energetically in the background, y'all. I can't even with this. This is wild. I don't mean to laugh. I don't know what else to do, though. Help. I don't know how else to react. This is so much. This is so much, y'all. What? We got 105 people in here. It's lit. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, I just got hot for a second. Like, I feel like, woo, I need to sit down. Hold up. I don't know what that's about. The energy is wild tonight, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay, so you're a real empress versus a false empress, but you're not even in a versus. You're just over here single, working on your money. Like, this is like somebody that like created this competition, and you're not even engaging. Oh my goodness. Yeah, somebody wants beneficial change, and that means a horrible backfire for a high priestess in reverse, because they lied and abused their power, and they're gonna lose their spiritual gifts. And they're not going to be able to protect themselves. And everything that they did was a waste of time. Because somebody here has something of value in their hands. They're a real empress. In the upright. Wow, dude. That was a wild reading, y'all. Aw, thank you, love. Thank you, Jana. Or Jana. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Okay, guys, that is the end of your energy check. That was